Okay, I'm just making this video so that I can explain to my subscribers what you're going to be seeing on the next 5 videos that I'm going to be uploading. Okay, a little background here. Back in the early 1980s, when I was in high school, I lived kind of out in the boonies, up on a hill, and most of my friends lived in the village, closer in sort of a valley. So I tended to get better radio reception. And I had this radio, and it was sort of I used to be kind of into radio. And I would like scan around trying to find stations. And one night I found this show called the Dr. Demento show. And I thought it was kind of cool because I never heard anything like this. It was it's this guy who his stage name is Dr. Demento, and he had this huge collection of novelty songs. So he had this radio show which he did, I think, once a week maybe, and for a couple hours he would play these songs that he had collected, and at the end he'd have something called the Funny Five, where he'd have the 5 most requested songs. Well, one night I invited some friends over. We all listened to this show, and we thought it was pretty funny. Then later on, we had this overnight party at someone else's house, and the evening's entertainment was we were watching a marathon of the first 3 Friday the 13th movies, which, if you're not familiar, it's a horror movie about a crazy axe murderer named Jason Voorhees, who lives in the woods around this place called Camp Crystal Lake. So that night, after we saw, I think it was after the second or third, I forget, but we had this idea that maybe we could write a song and record it and send it to Dr. Demento to see if he'd play it on the air. So what we came up with was a song called My Friend Jason. It's sung to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, but where you say E-I-E-I-O, instead of saying that, then in this song you say blood and gore and guts. So we had some fun doing that. We had like 7 or 8 people at the party, and we all participated in one way or another. And we called our group the Five Dementians. Not like dimensions, like length, width, and everything. It's dimensions, like, demented people. And it was 5, not 7 or 8, because, we thought it would be funnier if the number in the name was different from the actual number of people. Well, anyway, we sent it in, sent him a tape cassette, and then he sent a letter back saying he wanted to play it on the air, but he needed written permission. So we, scribbled a letter. We all signed it and sent it back. And he actually did play it on the air. And he started to get requests for it. So he played it again, and I happened to be recording the show when he played our song on the air. So I know for a fact it was played at least twice, and the Dr. Demento show was on for decades. I actually heard, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, that he had finally called it quits and stopped doing his radio show. And I was surprised, because I had no idea he was still doing it. So we were kind of one-hit wonders, but we did make some more songs. The next one was called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Junkie, and it's sung to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but it's actually kind of a sad song. It's about a drug user, who is on death's door. So it's a very slow, somber type of song, and it's also the longest one. But we sent it in, and I don't think he ever played that one on the air. But he sent a letter back to us saying that it didn't have the verve and originality of My Friend Jason, so he probably wasn't going to play it. So our next attempt, whenever we'd have all of us in the same place, we'd just try another song, and the next one was called the Barney Fred song, which is very simple. It's sort of like a caveman song, all the names in the song are from the Flintstones cartoon show. And it's basically, you know, watch out, a rock is flying at your head. And for our fourth song, we called that one Come Back Jason. And this one we tried to make a sequel to our first one, which is our big hit. Because in one of the Friday the 13th movies, there was a character named Tommy who seemingly killed off Jason and then took his place as the insane axe murderer at Crystal Lake. So we made a song about that transition. So that was pretty much the end. You know, we graduated from high school, and some of us went off to college. And one of the guys that was one of the main instigators of the whole thing, he went to a college in Michigan, and he had a roommate who was into folk songs, and he, played guitar. So they came up with some songs on their own. But they also they wrote a novelty song. So that's the fifth one. It's called Dumpster Barbecue. And I'm not sure how much credit the Five Dementians deserves on this one. I actually honestly do not remember if the original people sang in this or if it was just that one guy and his new friends at the college. But I'm including it anyway just because I had a copy of it. And it's pretty good. It's actually got 2 guitars in that one. So some of these are a cappella, but some of them actually have music. Okay, so that's what my next 5 videos are going to be. I still had the songs on tape cassettes, and I got this this gadget here, which plugs into a USB port and will digitize a track off of a tape. So that's how I did that. And I also scanned some artwork that was done like way back when we were in high school. We came up with some possible logos and like drawings of all the people in the group. So I scanned all those, and I'm going to make like slideshows for the visual, and then the audio will just be the song. And if you want to see those, if you want to subscribe to get those on your feed on YouTube, feel free. Or I'm also going to make all of those songs video responses to this video. So what you can do if you like is bookmark this video or favorite it so you can come back to it, then check in about a week. You should be able to see all the songs there. Oh, and one last thing. I mean, the subject matter is kind of dark on these on these songs. They're meant to be novelty songs. It was really a response to it was sort of like a tribute to a horror movie. That's how this whole thing started. So we weren't dangerous kids, and we weren't drug addicts. It's just the topics of the songs were a reflection of the movies that we like to watch. So that's it. I mean, I'm kind of I'm kind of excited about actually after 30 years getting this stuff like published somewhere online. Big deal, a Carl Blemming channel. But it's cool. Like, I'm gonna see if any of my old friends can watch these and see what they think. So thank you so much if you stayed through me through this whole story. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.